Welcome back. Today's episode is about leadership when there's no safe option, only consequences. This is a story about leadership under pressure, and it centers on Mary Barra at General Motors. General Motors is one of the world's largest automotive manufacturers, producing vehicles across multiple brands and operating massive global supply chains. By the time Mary Barra became CEO in 2014, GM was already a giant for decades, but also a company still recovering from bankruptcy and years of cultural dysfunction. Just weeks into her tenure as CEO, Barra faced a crisis that would define her leadership. An internal investigation revealed that GM vehicles had a faulty ignition switch linked to multiple deaths. The issue had been known internally for years, but never properly addressed. Engineers flagged it. Managers delayed action. Committees passed responsibility around. Now it was public, and Mary Barra had been CEO for less than 2 months. The pressure was immediate and relentless. Congressional hearings, media outrage, lawsuits. Families demanding accountability, regulators demanding answers. Internally, employees feared massive fallout. Externally, GM's credibility was collapsing in real time. Barra faced a decision most leaders never want to make, especially so early in her role. She could frame the issue as a historical problem, distance herself personally, and focus on legal containment. Or she could take ownership of a failure she didn't directly cause. She chose the harder path. Barra publicly acknowledged that GM failed its customers. She apologized repeatedly without hiding behind legal language. She testified before Congress, answering questions directly, often saying, "That is unacceptable," instead of deflecting blame. Internally, she launched a sweeping investigation and removed executives connected to the failure, not as a symbolic gesture, but as a signal that silence and indecision would no longer be tolerated. This wasn't just crisis management. It was cultural surgery. Under intense pressure, Barra made a deliberate choice: use the crisis to reset how GM made decisions. She introduced the concept of speak up for safety. Employees were encouraged and expected to raise concerns without fear of retaliation. Layers of bureaucracy that slowed critical decisions were dismantled. Accountability was clarified. But pressure didn't ease. Financial costs mounted. GM paid billions in recalls, settlements, and fines. Trust took years to rebuild. Every public appearance became a test of credibility. And yet, Barra stayed consistent. She didn't overpromise recovery timelines. She didn't minimize the damage. She focused on long-term change rather than short-term optics. Leadership under pressure isn't about being calm, it's about being clear. Barra understood that panic spreads fastest when leaders hedge, stall, or contradict themselves. Her response wasn't perfect, but it was decisive, human, and aligned. A real lesson from this episode isn't about crisis avoidance. It's about what pressure reveals. Under stress, leaders default to who they really are, not who their leadership books say they should be. Mary Barra's decisions showed that credibility isn't built by never failing. It's built by how you respond when failure becomes unavoidable. For many executives, pressure triggers defensiveness. For Barra, it triggered transformation. General Motors didn't just survive the crisis, it emerged with a clearer leadership model, stronger safety governance, and a cultural shift toward accountability that continues today. Leadership under pressure is lonely. There are no perfect answers. Every decision upsets someone. But the leaders who endure are the ones who accept this truth early. In moments of crisis, silence is a decision, delay is a decision, and avoiding responsibility is the most expensive decision of all. Thanks for watching. For more business English tips, follow our Instagram, @bpropeller, our LinkedIn Propeller, Business English, and our website, bpropeller.com.